Good evening, everyone. Welcome to Bushnell-Prairie City High School as Devin Raleigh Shelter Insurance brings Spartan Sports to TSSR Game Time Live, presented by MDH, and they are bringing Arnold Brothers Heating and Cooling Macomb High Bombers Sports along with them, as it's the BPC Spartans and the Macomb High Girls set to do battle tonight as we're getting ready for the tip. As it is Shannon and Abernathy to jump it up. And it was the Bombers got first tip, but it's an inlet pass is knocked away. We'll go over the starters for both teams. For the Bombers, number 1, Kylie Robinson. Number 5, Catherine Stortzum. Number 10, Drew Creasy. Number 12, Haley Emmerich. And number 24, Aaliyah Abernathy. And I believe that's going to be a BPC foul on Abby Nelson. It'll be her first, team's first. For BPC, the starters, number 12, Presley Brandt. Number 14, Jersey Jones. Number 23, Sierra Shannon. Number 25, Abby Nelson. The ball's tapped out of bounds by Kleindense. And number 34, Justice Kleindense. Those are your 5 starters for BPC. Just underway, first quarter here from Bushnell-Prairie City High School. Abernathy gives it off to Kylie Robinson. Nope, Stortzum, excuse me. Catherine Stortzum gets the first bucket. Gives the Bombers a 2-0 lead, and they go full court pressure. Abernathy knocks it away, but it'll stay with BPC. Jones to inbound. Brandt has it swiped away by Stortzum. She gives it off to Creasy. Creasy relieves layup. Now, Drew Creasy is the son of Rob Creasy. He was a 1988 graduate of Bushnell-Prairie City High School. Actually, make that an 89 graduate. 1989 graduate. There's Kylie Robinson with 2. He's an 89 graduate. Abernathy with the steal. He's going to get back to Stortzum. Stortzum loses it, but picked up by Robinson. Robinson down to Creasy. He was a senior when I was a freshman, and math is not my strong suit tonight, apparently. And that's going to be thrown away out of bounds. Possession to the Spartans. 6:14 remaining here in quarter number 1. The Spartans have not got it to their offensive end of the floor as of yet. They finally get it in. It's knocked out of bounds by Creasy, intended for Nelson. If you're wondering why this says varsity, it's because it is the varsity game. BPC is low on varsity players, so they're playing their varsity games first and then playing a shortened JV contest afterward. Presley Brandt gives it to Jones. Try to cut her off. They cannot, and they get it across half court for the first time, but just then Robinson knocks it away. Abernathy comes up with it back the other way for the Bombers. 4-0 early here in this one. Emmerich goes to Abernathy. Abernathy goes to the hole, and a block is going to be called on Sierra Shannon, I do believe. Nope, Justice Kleindense. Her first, team second. Abernathy shooting 2 with 5:51 remaining. First one's off, no good. Second one is good. Bombers go up by 5. Knocked out of bounds again. It'll stay with the Spartans. Hey, Alex, how are you doing? Stortzum on the inbound coverage. Kleindense to throw it in. Gets it into Shannon. Back to Kleindense. Nearly stolen away by Stortzum. And through the hands of Presley Brandt, out of bounds. It'll go to the Bombers. 5:40 remaining in the first quarter. Nice ball movement. Another foul on Justice Kleindentz, her second, team's third. Abernathy will go back to the free throw line again to shoot 2 free throws. She's 1 for 2. Coach Kane wants a word with Creasy and Emmerich. First free throw, like the first of the first 2, off no good. See if she can get back to 50% here. Alea Abernathy, 1 for 3 currently, shooting her 4th. It's good.
Abernathy goes 1 for 2.
Bombers lead 6-0. Nelson gets it to Kleindentz. She pushes it across and nearly knocked away from behind. Brandt sets up the offense, skips it down to Sierra Shannon, back to Brandt. Justice Kleindentz with it. She goes left side to Jersey Jones. Jones is going to try and drive, gets it out to Shannon, down to Brandt, back to Shannon. Ball's lost, picked up by Robinson. She gives it off to Stortzum, and the Bombers will reset the offense. 4:50 remaining here. 3 on the way by Creasy, off no good. Drew Creasy missed the 3. And Justice Kleindentz with the rebound. Doing very good, Alex. You're at a basketball game. What more could you ask for? Tons and tons of basketball this week. And a 3 by Presley Brandt. It's a Sports Corner 3 for Presley Brandt. Abernathy. Creasy's 3 off, no good. Rebound by Emmerich. She goes across to Stortzum. Stortzum can't get the shot, but she's going to be fouled by Jersey Jones. Jones will pick up her first foul, team's 4th. That means the Bombers will be shooting free throws the rest of the way here in the first quarter. Not quite halfway yet, 4:13 remaining. This will be the 6th free throw shot in the quarter so far. First one is good. Second one, good as well.
Stortzum makes both.
Again, trying to get it inbounds. It's going to be stolen by Emmerich. He's going to go out to Robinson for 3. It's off, no good. Rebound by Kleindentz, and Stortzum's going to pick up the foul. It'll be her first, team's first.
Foul on Captain Stortzum, her first, team first.
Jules Krebs checking into BBC's lineup. Jersey Jones going to take a seat. 20 for 14 in your scorebook. Krebs finally going to get it into Brandt. She loses it, and a jump ball. It's going to be possession of BPC.
Ball, Bushnell ball.
Pair of 12s going at it right there. And Brandt's going to lose that inbound out of bounds. So it'll stay with the Bombers now. Bombers have been full court pressure the entire contest, and it has worked. The Spartans have got just 1 shot off thus far, and it's a 3 that went in for Presley Brandt. Other than that, it's been all Bombers defense and mixed with some offense as well. Down to Abernathy it goes. She's going to back in. 3 seconds. Nope, they're going to shoot the 3 first. It's off, no good. Shannon with the rebound. Kleindentz brings it across, gives it to Abby Nelson. Nelson up to Presley Brandt. Sierra Shannon goes down to Brandt, back to Shannon, back to Brandt, back out to Krebs. Brandt skips it across, or tries to Nelson. It's going to be stolen away by Creasy, right to Stortzum. Stortzum's going to go back the other way. She'll put the left-handed layup off, no good. Tipped away, picked up. Jump ball is going to be called. It'll be Macomb possession.
Jump ball, Macomb ball.
Sophie Wilson checking in for the Bombers. Jersey Jones replacing Presley Brandt for BPC. It is Drew Creasy taking a seat for the Bombers. Abernathy's going to try and drive, dumps it, baseline jumper, 15 feet, no good for Robinson. Gets her own rebound, gives it to Stortzum. Stortzum's going to drive, pull up, 13 feet, good.
Number 5, Stortzum for 2.
She's got 6, does Catherine Stortzum. And a steal by Robinson. She gives it off to Stortzum. Stortzum's going to get the runner up. It's off, no good. Tipped away, and Abernathy's going to pick up the foul. It'll be her first, team's second.
Foul is on Leah Abernathy, her first, team second.
And another steal by Emmerich. It went on the baseline or sideline, though. It'll be out of bounds. Possession to BPC.
Number 23, Kennedy Alva, checking in for Macomb.
Jones guarded by Robinson, having all kinds of trouble. Krebs with it now. She's going to be tied up. Jump ball. Possession will stay with BPC. Donna Stortzum, thanks for joining us. Kate is having a game so far, Donna. She's got 6 points, nearly had 8. Couldn't get a runner to fall there. Now Shannon's going to throw it out of the reach of Jules Krebs. It'll be Macomb basketball. Two minutes remaining here in the first quarter. 10-3, Bombers with the lead. Sophie Wilson with it far side. She's going to go down to Thorman, across to Stortzum, and she misses a shot, gets her own rebound, brings it back out. That's actually Kennedy Allensworth, number 23. Robinson's jumper, good.
Robinson for 2.
She's got 4. Jump ball, possession to Macomb.
Jump ball, Macomb ball.
Robinson, Stortzum, Emmerich, down to Allensworth, and she's fouled by Kleindense, and Kleindense has 3 fouls here in the first quarter. That's team foul number 5 for the Spartans. Kennedy Allensworth is going to be at the free throw line shooting 2. It'll be the 7th and 8th free throws of the quarter for the Bombers. First one is good.
Number 12, Presley Brandt checking in for Bushnell.
Brandt checks in. Kleindense goes out for BPC. 1:28 remaining here in the first quarter. Allensworth misses the second, but Robinson tracks down the rebound after she takes it away from Krebs. Down low, nobody's there for Allensworth. She gets blocked from behind, though. Now a long, nope. 3 on the way by Stortzum is good. A sports corner 3 for Catherine Stortzum. And the Bombers, behind 9 points from Kate Stortzum, have the 16-3 lead. Timeout on the floor, charged to BPC. We'll take one as well, and we'll be back on TSSR Game Time Live, presented by MDH, right after this.
My experience with McDonough District Hospital was amazing. I have a lot of allergies, complicated by nasal problems. And the procedure I had is Vive Air. Dr. Sparks was incredible.
The Vive Air procedure is a radiofrequency ablation procedure. She no longer has to do any medications to breathe, so she gets a much more restful night's sleep. And a short little office procedure, and have somebody that feels like it's totally changed their life means the world.
It's a permanent improvement on the quality of your life.
Welcome back to Bushnell-Prairie City High School as Devon Raleigh Shelter Insurance brings Spartans Sports, and Arnold Brothers Heating and Cooling brings Bombers Sports to TSSR Game Time Live, presented by MDH. 1:12 remains here in the first quarter. The Bombers have opened up a 16-3 lead over BPC behind 9 points from Kate Stortzum. She's got a two twos, a sports corner 3, and a couple free throws. So she's done a little bit of everything here in the first quarter for the Bombers as they hold a commanding lead over BPC, who, if my memory serves me correctly, has still only shot the ball one time, and that was a 3 that was made by Brandt. Now it's Robinson with a steal. Stortzum over to Wilson. Down low, Allensworth. Back out, Jordan Hines, who's in the game. Now pull-up jumper off to the right, but it's going to rattle around and fall through for Kylie Robinson for 2. She's got 6. 45 seconds, and then a 5-second violation on the Spartans. Jersey Jones couldn't get it in. It'll be Macomb basketball. Wilson to inbound now. She's going to give it, try to get it to Hines. Tipped it to Stortzum, who tries the 2. It's off, no good. It barely got net. Problem was it was on the outside of the net, not the inside. Now Jones nearly got double teamed, turned out of it just in time. Stortzum on the defense. Allensworth blocked the pass, but it goes out of bounds. Having problems there, Natalie? Keep your hair out of the handles. It'll work better. Got a sub coming in. Drew Creasy is going to replace Kate Stortzum. She leaves with 9 points. The only sports corner 3 of the game for the Bombers thus far. Now Robinson's going to knock that one out of bounds. It'll stay with the Spartans. 25.9 seconds remaining here in quarter number 1. Justice Kleindentz coming back in with 3 fouls here in the first quarter. Presley Brandt steps on the end line. It'll be Macomb basketball. 20 seconds remaining. Jordan Hines gives it back to Wilson. Wilson skips it down to Creasy. Creasy goes to Allensworth. Allensworth back out to Creasy, 12 seconds. She'll pull up jumper about 10 feet, a little long. Tipped around. Can be picked up by Creasy, 7 seconds. Down low, Allensworth. Out to Robinson for 3. It's a sports corner 3 for Kylie Robinson. And that's how the first quarter comes to an end. I hit the 3 in extra time. I apologize. It's 21-23. 21-3. Bombers with the lead at the end of the first quarter of play. We'll keep it here and tell you that this game is being brought to you by Community News Brief. For all your local news, subscribe to the Community News Brief weekly edition mailed directly to your home every Friday. Actually, they have a bi-weekly publication now. So actually, is it bi-weekly? 2 times a week. It's 2 times a week now. You can also receive their free edition, which they still do, the Community News Brief. Check out their website for more details. You can find it in all the area towns: Bushnell, Colchester, Blandonsville, and of course Macomb. Also Palm Plus. Palm Plus is proud to have served Macomb and the surrounding area for over 20 years, providing cash for most items of value. Palm Plus is the area's largest seller of used items, including firearms. They also provide on-site jewelry repair and are open 9 to 5 Monday through Saturday. They have a great selection of jewelry, electronics, tools, and video games. Located at 324 West Jackson Street in Macomb, between Erico and Taco Bell. Inbound was tipped out of bounds. Down in the corner it goes to Nelson. We have not said Nelson's name hardly at all. She's got Jordan Hines guarding her at the moment. Now they switch to Wilson guarding her. Sierra Shannon tries to go down on the baseline across to Jersey Jones. It's out of bounds. Possession of the Bombers. Haley Emmerich checking back in. Robinson goes out. It'll be Creasy, Emmerich, Allensworth, Wilson, and Jordan Hines on the floor for the Bombers. For BPC, it's Abby Nelson, Presley Brandt, Jersey Jones, Justice Kleindense, and Sierra Shannon. 3 on the way by Creasy is long, off no good. Rebound to Emmerich. She'll put it up. It's off no good. Jersey Jones with the rebound. And finally, Justice Kleindense comes up with it as Jersey Jones cleared out with elbows. Nelson, Brandt, 3, off no good. Down low goes to Allensworth. Her shot's blocked, put back up by Emmerich, and good.
Number 12, Haley Emmerich for 2.
Haley Emmerich gets her first 2. Justice Kleindense with it. And Brandt's going to throw it over the head of Nelson, past Shannon, as they both thought somebody else must be there. It's out of bounds. Jules Krepp's going to check back in for BPC, and she's going to replace Jersey Jones. And it's Macomb High basketball with 6:25 remaining. Jordan Hines for a long 2 from the left elbow. It's off no good. Brandt picked up the rebound, gave it to Kleindense. Back to Brandt. Goes off of Macomb, out of bounds. It'll stay BPC's way. Finally inbounded to Sierra Shannon. Abby Nelson, Sierra Shannon, and Kennedy Allensworth is going to pick up the foul. It'll be her first, team's first of the second quarter, which I never changed to, excuse me.
Foul, Macomb, number 23.
Allensworth picks up her first, team's first. Brandt lofts another one up. It's off no good. Off of the Bombers, out of bounds. It'll stay with BPC. 5:38 remaining in the first half. Up top, Brandt with it. Kreps to Kleindense. Stolen away by Hines. She'll go back the other way. Off the wrong foot. Can't get it to fall on the steal and the layup. Now she's going to get another chance at it here. And a bucket for Jordan Hines. 25-3, Bombers with the lead. That is going to stay with BPC, but I think that very close to Brandt touching it. Kate Stortzum and Aaliyah Abernathy checking in for the Bombers. Jersey Jones checking in for BPC. Presley Brandt takes a seat. Emmerich bringing it back the other way. Nelson nearly with a steal. Sophie Wilson, little runner, off no good. Rebound to Jones, who picks up her dribble. Could have easily been double teamed right there, but they let her go. 4:05 remaining in the first half. Abby Nelson on the dribble. Sophie Wilson's harassing her. Now Abernathy, now Hines as they just switch at every pick. And the pass is knocked away. Abernathy comes up with it. Abby Nelson's coming from behind. Abernathy gives it to Hines, left side Emmerich. Now Kate Stortsom, back to Jordan Hines, right side Sophie Wilson. Wilson looks across to Emmerich, and Emmerich came in as Wilson threw to where she was, not to where she was going. And it's a turnover for the Bombers. Presley Brandt checking back in for the Bombers. Kylie Robinson checking back in for the Bombers. Spartans was Presley Brandt, excuse me. As I saw Robinson coming back in, so I got ahead of myself there. Abby Nelson walks up the floor as we're at the 3:15 mark of the second quarter. Bombers have scored just 4 points here in the quarter. BPC has yet to score. Against the, well, they let the Kreps get away with one there. Jones throws it to Nelson, excuse me. Under 2 minutes, or under 3 minutes now remaining, excuse me. Skipped across. Jordan Hines with the steal. She goes back the other way. She goes to Abernathy. Abernathy's shot's off, no good. Jones with the rebound. Outlet to Nelson. Nelson. They're going to call a double dribble on BPC and Abby Nelson. It'll be a turnover back to Macomb. 2:35 remaining. And it goes to Abernathy. She forces up the shot, and she's going to be fouled. When I say forced up, she forced it up through contact. I think it might be on, nope, it's going to be on Jules Kreps, I do believe.
Fouls on Jules Kreps.
Her first, team's first of the second quarter. But at the free throw line's Abernathy. She's 2 for 4 on the night, and she's missed the front end each time.
Number 2 for Macomb,
Kendall Danner checking in for the Bombers. Sierra Shannon checking in for BPC. Couple subs getting ready to come in for the Bombers. Not going to get to come in right now, though, as Abernathy missed them both. She's 2 for 6. Nelson brings it across at the 2:18 mark of the second quarter. Shot on the way, off no good by Jersey Jones. Rebound to Abernathy, and Robinson brings it up for the Bombers. Stortsom for 3. It's off, no good. Danner with the rebound. Comes back out to Robinson. Robinson's jumper's good.
Number 1, Kylie Robinson for 2.
And another steal. Abernathy's going to lead it out to Emmerich. Emmerich puts the shot up. It's off, no good. Robinson with the rebound. She comes out to Stortsom, and the Bombers reset the offense. 1:30 remaining. Danner over to Emmerich. Emmerich down to Abernathy. She clears some space and gets the shot to fall.
Number 24, Abernathy for 2.
Kreps with it. Shannon. Jones for 3. It's off, no good. Sierra Shannon gives it off to Nelson. Nelson trying to clear some space. Puts the shot up. Off, no good. Rebound to Abernathy.
Timeout, Macomb.
Timeout charged to Macomb. It'll be a full timeout. Dante Drake, thanks for joining us again from Charleston. We appreciate it. 42.6 seconds remaining here in the first half. It's a full timeout. We'll tell you this game is being brought to you by Sports Corner at 124, Macomb's original local sports bar. Sports Corner at 124, with a focus on local sports. Catch WIU games and all the area TSSR Game Time live broadcasts at Sports Corner at 124. Don't forget Wednesday nights, their special is the $1 wings. You can also try the dry rub. Ugly steaks on Thursday night. If you work at an area restaurant or bar, you get a discount on Sundays at Sports Corner at 124. And we will be doing our live reveal show for the Macomb Western Holiday Tournament, the 2023 version of that. You'll be able to watch all those games right here on TSSR Game Time Live, presented by MDH. We are looking for sponsors for the tournament, so if you would like to be a part of the tournament broadcast, that is a separate broadcast from normal sponsorship. So if you'd like to be a part of that, please let us know. We'll be making some phone calls and some stops here in the next week to try to drum up some sponsorship for that big tournament, which will have 16 teams, and it's part of one of the best holiday tournaments in the state of Illinois. And they've got some big name teams going to be there, and we'll talk about that as we get a little closer. There's a steal by the Spartans and a turnover back to Allensworth. Creasy goes to Robinson with 18 seconds remaining here in the first half. Also in the game is Ella Hare. Steal by Nelson, a steal by Robinson. 5 seconds. Robinson gets the bucket to fall. And Abby Nelson is down at center court. Kylie Robinson has 13 points now. .9 seconds remaining as Abby Nelson walks off with a limp, but under her own power. Looks like she's holding her ankle. Hopefully she will be fine and none the worse for wear, as sometimes they feel worse initially than they are. So let's hope she's able to play through it. Kleindench lets it roll. Krebs. And the Spartans don't get a shot off. That's how the first half's going to end. The Bombers lead the Spartans 31-3. We'll take a break and let you hear a special conversation from our friends at MDH.
There's been a lot of rewarding parts working at McDonough District Hospital. I've had patients come to me that maybe have not had care in the community, care available. So with the addition of nurse practitioners lately, we've been able to add more care, and that's very rewarding to me. My hope is that when the patients leave at the end of an appointment, they leave and they definitely feel like they've been listened to, and they feel like their needs have been met, their cares have been met, and that they're going to get the proper treatment that they deserve from me as a provider.
As you know, MDH is our title once again, as we're happy to bring to you another member of the staff at MDH. And today we have Bill Murdoch, the Vice President and Chief Financial Officer of MDH. You know, I've talked to some people up the food chain a little bit, but you're getting ways up there for me to be talking to here. Right. But you're just another guy.
I am.
And we were joking off camera. We'll get to that a little bit maybe as we go along here. But
sure.
Tell us a little bit about yourself. You married? You have kids?
Yep. Married. My wife's from Macomb. We have 4 children. My wife's a bomber and a leatherneck. I'm a leatherneck as well. That's it. I grew up outside of Galesburg on a farm, and we still have a place up there. Go back there every day and enjoy the great outdoors up there. I've been in healthcare for over 30 years now. Enjoy it very much, and really look forward to the challenges that healthcare provides for us.
Now, if I remember reading through your stuff correctly, you're from Oneida, which is up by Galesburg,
right? Do you know where that is?
I do. I know where. It's part of Rova.
It is.
It's part of. We're sports people here, yeah. Bill. We have to know who
Oneida is. Rova.
Did you? So it was Rova even that far back.
Well,
not that you're old. That isn't what I meant there.
There was an additional town added after I graduated, but it's always been pronounced as Rova.
So what was the town that was added?
Watauga.
Watauga was
added.
Which
is where I live now.
So you live in Watauga.
Right.
You graduated from Rova.
Correct.
But Watauga wasn't part of Rova when you graduated from Rova.
That's right. Because
that's like a twisting, turning road right there.
Oh yeah, it's a complex matter here. But no, after I graduated high school, went to college and all that, and then as I advanced my career, we stayed in the Midwest and finally ended up after we started having kids in the Rovo, Oneida area to raise our children, and just stayed there the whole time since then.
How, there's a lot of professions at any hospital that have a lot of very important, and they are the integral workings of the hospital. Everybody thinks physicians, nurses, providers,
right?
But you have a lot of pressure on you on a daily basis when you're talking about the chief financial officer. So how do you find yourself into that profession? I mean, I think I'd rather be the doctor or the nurse than the chief financial officer.
Yeah, that's an interesting question. When I graduated from Western, I was recruited at that time by Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Illinois, and we were doing what hospitals have to prepare a Medicare cost report, and I was auditing them. So that's how I got my step into the healthcare career. And then after that, I went to work for a consulting firm that prepared the cost reports for the hospitals and all that. And then after that, I got into the actual inner workings of the hospital, started out as a controller, then worked up to CFOs and larger organizations, and and that's kind of my niche, and that's where I've stayed my whole career.
Now, you mentioned larger organizations. Lindsay Douglas, we talked to her. She's in recruitment for you guys for physicians and providers. And this is not, as far as hospitals go, a larger,
right.
It's not a huge hospital.
Right.
So what does that do for you on a daily basis as you're trying to balance a budget or make a budget that works or help with the finances of that doesn't have maybe the bottomless pockets that some people think of when you think of a huge hospital or whatever?
Right. Yeah, I think that, you've been in one hospital, They're all different. They all have their sets of challenges and struggles and all that. What is very exciting for me is we're nimble, we can make quick changes, and I feel like I can make that impact in the organization, those quick impacts to get the hospital on the right track and keep it going and be viable.
Yeah, and funding in this day and age is a key in getting payments. But I'm sure you guys still look at trying to get donations and stuff, correct? Is that involved in anything you do, or do you have to consider any of that when you're trying to make your business positions?
It's a small piece of it, a little bit of it. Our biggest challenge is to get reimbursed from the insurance payers, make sure, because there's a lot of noise out there right now where insurance payers are denying not everything, but most things that we try to get reimbursed for. And if we don't get what we're entitled to, then it's a struggle to make payroll. It's a struggle to pay our vendors. It's really tough to keep the hospital going, make the capital improvements that we're doing on the campus right now.
And you're doing a bunch of those right now. I mean,
we are.
You guys are improving. It seems like monthly, daily, whatever, you're making improvements here in the last 10 years or so.
There's a lot of exciting things going on here on the campus right now with the retail pharmacy, or community pharmacy is what we're calling it now, because it is the community of McDonough County's pharmacy. And we're trying to prepare this organization for future generations so we can keep this hospital in the community for the people of the community.
Okay, so you work and think numbers all week.
Pretty much.
What do you think on the weekends? Now, I think I read somewhere there's some hunting and fishing involved in what you enjoy doing.
Right, yes. I like I mentioned, I grew up on a farm. We still have a farm. We still live on a farm. So I enjoy just about anything outdoors. That would be fishing, hunting, camping, spending time on the farm, just fixing things or doing whatever. That's how I decompress and recharge to do the job that I do today.
Okay. Now, I said I only had two questions. I got one more. We're about at time. But now, you're a hunter.
Yes.
And you're older like me.
Okay.
So I remember when I was a kid and everybody was deer hunting, if you got a deer, you were lucky.
Right. Right.
Do you deer hunt?
I do.
And how much easier is it on your farm to get a deer now than it was when you were a kid?
Yeah, I'm really blessed because there are a lot more deer today than there was years ago when I started hunting. I do, but I enjoy deer hunting. But I also, every deer I've gotten the last 2 years, I've donated to the food pantry and let them repurpose that. Our sons also hunt with me as well. You eat a lot of that deer meat, but anything I get, it goes right to the food pantry, and I donate it back to the community.
Well, it's MDH is all about community. It's been about community, and you even go home and make it about community. So that makes you a good guy, right?
Right. Well, I don't know about that, but I appreciate the comment.
Well, that'll do it for this halftime interview. We'll be back on TSSR Game Time Live, presented by MDH, with the second half right after this.
I chose the MDH OBGYN group because I've heard wonderful things about Dr. Smith. And upon entering the office, I really got along with everybody and got a warm feeling. The staff is warm and inviting and welcoming. It's a small community, so it's a really nice hospital to have here in the rural area. I continue to choose MDH because of the relationships I have. I really enjoy everybody here.
At Western Illinois University, leathernecks don't just blend in. Our purple stands out. Our students are innovative, creative, and resilient. At WIU, there is limitless potential, with campuses in Macomb, the Quad Cities, and online. Visit wiu.edu/potential to become a leatherneck and get an education that stands out.
I would have to say that is the most rewarding part of what I do, making a difference in people's lives, taking care of the women from puberty on through postmenopausal stages and seeing them go through the phases and stages of life.
Welcome back to Bushnell-Prairie City High School as we get ready to go with the second half here. 31-3 is the score. Third quarter getting ready to get underway here from Bushnell-Prairie City High School. It's the Bombers and the Spartans. Devin Rowley Shelter Insurance bringing you Spartan Sports, and Arnold Brothers Heating and Cooling bringing Bomber Sports to TSSR Game Time Live, presented by MDH. A game high 13 points currently for Kylie Robinson. 2 points for Jordan Hines. 9 points with a couple twos, a pair of free throws, and a sports corner 3 for Kate Stortson. 2 points for Haley Emmerich. 1 point for Kennedy Allensworth on one of 2 free throws. Down to Abernathy, out stolen by Jones. So go back the other way for the Spartans. 4 points and 2 of 6 free throws for Abernathy. For the Spartans, all 3 points off a three-pointer. First shot of the game by Presley Brandt. That didn't come till after the 4-minute mark of the first quarter. That shot off, no good for Jones. Robinson has it, lost it to Creasy, and back the other way it goes. She's going to go to Abernathy. She's going to try to come across to Robinson, who will track it down and go back the other direction with it. Robinson pull-up jumper off, no good. Creasy rebound, but tied up with Kleindense. BPC basketball on the jump ball. Five of 10 from the free throw line for the Bombers in the first half. BPC did not shoot any free throws. Nelson, who went down injured at the end of the first half, is back out there. And a steal by Stortsom, the left-handed layup, and foul's going to be called on Nelson. That'll be her second. Team's first of the third quarter. Stortsom, who is 2 for 2 from the free throw line, is going to be shooting a couple free throws. First one hits the front of the rim and somehow rolled forward with 6:47 to go in the third quarter. Bombers approaching a 30-point lead. Can't get it there. Stortsom goes 1 for 2 from the free throw line. Down it goes to Presley Brandt. She loses the ball. Comes up top to Nelson. Nelson's going to drive, pull up, jumper is long, rebound down low to Kleindense, and her basket put back is good. In the corner, Emmerich. Down to Abernathy. Abernathy puts the shot up and in over Kleindenz. Abernathy has 6. Nearly stolen away from Brandt. She's going to skip it across to Jones. Back to Brandt. She'll try a 3. Off, no good. It looked like it went through the rim. Everybody clapped, but it actually hit under the rim and hit the net. Corner, Stortzum, long 2. Good. Kate Stortzum up to 12 points on the game. The Bombers lead 36-5. Nelson gives it to Sierra Shannon for 3. Bank shot off, no good. Emmerich with the rebound. Down low, Abernathy. Back out, Creasy. 3 on the way by Robinson, off no good. Creasy had to rebound. Stortzum's going to try a long 2, and she hits it.
Number 5, Stortzum for 2.
38-5. Stortzum has 5 here in the quarter already. Kleindenz with it. Going to give it to Brandt. Out of bounds. Possession will go to the Bombers. Kennedy Allensworth, Jordan Hines checking in for the Bombers. Robinson takes a seat. And Drew Creasy takes a seat. Stortzum skips it across to Hines, back out Emmerich. Down the corner, Allensworth. Now, Emmerich had a look at a shot until she lost the basketball. No shot. Foul's going to be called on the floor.
On number 25, Abby Nelson.
Abby Nelson's going to pick up her 3rd foul, team 2nd. Jules Krebs checks in. Abby Nelson's going to check out with 3 fouls. Jordan Hines. Allensworth up and in.
Number 23, Kennedy Allensworth for 2.
Allensworth has 3 now. We'll go off of Hines, out of bounds. He'll stay with the Spartans. Checking in Sophie Wilson, replacing Haley Emmerich. Kicked by Allensworth on the inbound. It goes out of bounds. Possession will stay with BPC. And Allensworth's going to pick up the foul to be her 2nd.
Foul number 23.
Team's 1st.
Allensworth, her 1st, team 1st.
Kendall Danner comes in.
2, Kendall Danner.
Aaliyah Abernathy sits down. 3:29 remaining in the 3rd quarter. 5-second violation.
5-second call, Macomb ball.
Back to the Bombers it goes. Hines with it. Wilson. Stortzum, 3, long. Allensworth and Presley Brandt fighting over it, I do believe. jump ball stays with the Bombers.
Jump ball, Macomb ball.
Presley Brandt tried to rip it out of Allensworth's hands, and Allensworth's a smidge bigger. Said, that's not going to work this time. Threw Brandt to the ground. Jumper by Stortzum is good. She's got 7 in the quarter. She had 9 in the first. 7 here in quarter number 3, and it's 42-5. Hines comes up with the steal. Wilson brings it up for the Bombers. 2:35 remaining, third quarter. Danner, Hines, baseline jumper is long. Rebound, Wilson. Over to Allensworth. Out to Hines. She gives it to Stortzum. Back to Hines. And to Danner. Shots off, no good. Rebound on the floor, jump ball. Wilson and Jones got tied up there. It's going to be possession to BPC. Checking in for the Bombers is going to be number 21, Ella Hare. Stortzum takes a seat. Nelson checks back in for BPC. Brandt takes a seat. It is Allensworth, Wilson. So Kennedy Allensworth, Sophie Wilson, Ella Hare, Jordan Hines, and Kendall Danner on the floor for the Bombers. Jules Krebs, Sierra Shannon, Jersey Jones, Justice Kleindenst, and Abby Nelson on the floor for the Spartans, and that was a miss by Krebs. Wilson's going to push it back the other way. She loses it onto the floor. She goes back to get it as Kleindenst went to the floor after it. Allensworth pulls up, goes left side of Wilson. Down into Hare. Allensworth jumper off no good. Tipped. Justice Kleindenst comes up with it. Krebs gives it off to Nelson with 1:30 remaining here in the third quarter. Timeout on the floor, charge to the Spartans. It's a full timeout. They'll have 3 timeouts remaining.
Full timeout called by Bushnell.
This game being brought to you by JoJo's Gaming Parlor. JoJo's Gaming Parlor offers the best gaming experience in the McDonough County area. Stop in for a cold drink and a chance to take home a nice wad of cash while you're at it. Also on game nights, check out TSSR Game Time Live, presented by MDH Events, live on the big screens. Come join your friends at JoJo's, located at 776 North Cole Street in Bushnell. Cheer the Spartans on to victory. And Raritan State Bank. Raritan State Bank's Bushnell branch, located at 360 South Green Street in Bushnell, offers full-service banking and loan services. For all of your banking needs, come visit the bank of friendly service or call them at 309-772-2345. Good luck, Spartans. Raritan State Bank of Bushnell is an equal housing lender and a member FDIC. And Rosie's Pizza. Rosie's Pizza offers something for everyone with pasta sandwiches and, of course, pizza. Dine in or carry out at 458 East Main Street in Bushnell. They also deliver to Good Hope, 8 Air, and all points in between. For free delivery, call 309-772-2101. And M&B Furniture, Bushnell's only furniture store, is M&B Furniture. They are a mainstay in the community and offer free delivery within 40 miles. For everything you need to furnish a new home or replenish an old one, stop and see the fine folks at 481 West Main Street or find them on Facebook, Instagram, or on the web at www.mandbfurniturinc.com. You can also call 309-772-2111. BPC basketball after the timeout is 1:10 remains here in the third quarter. We will have running clock, it would appear, throughout the fourth quarter. At least they did the running clock on Saturday. I guess they'll do it today, too. Shannon. This is a conference game, technically, so they may not, as Kleindenst can't control the pass from Jones. Out of bounds, possession to the Bombers. Checking in for the Bombers is going to be number 32, Madam McClure. She has come back. I believe she was injured early in the season. Didn't get to see her a lot, but she's back. The junior. Getting some playing time here is Madeline McClure. She goes across the lane to Allensworth, and Allensworth is hammered by Krebs. Allensworth will be shooting a couple more free throws. She is 1 for 2. Krebs got the foul. It's the team's third foul. Fourth foul. Oh, third, excuse me. Krebs' second foul. First free throw by Allensworth's off, no good. Brandt checks back in for BPC. Second one, no good either. Goes off of McClure out of bounds. It'll be Bushnell basketball with 37.7 seconds remaining. Kleindense brings it up, goes to Brandt. Brandt skips it down to Shannon. Shannon is going to travel, but no call. Krebs for a long two. We picked up off the floor. Well, no, Kleindense came to get it. Brandt has it with 18 seconds remaining. She comes out to Krebs. Krebs gives it back to Brandt. Bomber foul going to be called on number 23, Kennedy Allensworth. Her third. Team second for the Bombers. Kleindense with it. Brandt, 4 seconds. Shannon's shot's off, no good. Allensworth could take a half-court shot if she wanted to, but she does not. And that's how the third quarter comes to an end. The Bombers lead 42-5. We'll take a break and be back on TSSR Game Time Live, presented by MDH, right after this.
Minimally invasive surgery offers a variety of benefits to the patient. We are now able to offer patients a variety of operations with small incisions rather than big open incisions. The surgeries that we can do now, minimally invasive, include bariatrics, hernia repair, colorectal surgeries, faster recovery, smaller incisions, faster time back to work.
And welcome back to Bushnell-Prairie City High School as the Bombers lead the Spartans 42-5 in this Prairie Land Conference matchup. I'm Dwayne Hulett. Devin Raleigh Shelter Insurance is bringing you Spartan Sports tonight. Arnold Brothers Heating and Cooling, as always, bringing Bomber Sports to TSSR Game Time Live, presented by MDH. 16 points in the game for Kate Stortzum. 3 of 4 from the free throw line. 13 for Kylie Robinson. 3 points on 1 of 4 free throws and a made bucket for Allensworth. Abernathy has 6 points as well. As we start the fourth quarter, as I said, it should be a running clock, I do believe. It is. It does not stop, so it should take a little over 8 minutes to get done, probably. As we have some timeouts that could be called. Danner gives it to Hines. McClure. Madeline McClure seeing her first action for me to get to watch her anyway. Danner. Kendall Danner down to McClure. McClure puts the shot up and in.
Number 32, Amanda McClure for 2.
Brandt with it for BPC. Krebs with it. Clock will run the entire fourth quarter at 7 minutes. No dead balls except timeouts or injury timeouts. Ball's thrown out of bounds. Subs coming in for the Bombers. Number 13 is Lucy Platt. And number 33, Dakota Thorman, checking in for the Bombers. Allensworth takes a seat, as does Jordan Hines. So Lucy Platt, Dakota Thorman check in out there with Ella Hare, Madeline McClure, and Kendall Danner. Across to Thorman, excuse me. Hare's going to try the three. It's off, no good. McClure had the rebound, but Thorman knocked it out of her hand right into her head. And it goes back the other way. 6:10 remaining here in the fourth quarter. Don't forget the Fresh Soft Contest /JV comes up after this. They'll be playing 4 5-minute quarters if everything remains the same. So it'll be a little bit shorter game by about 3 minutes Brandt throws one up off the glass, no good. 5:35 remaining. Bombers with the basketball, and Ella Hare brings it up for Macomb. BPC is very young. A lot of their freshmen play both games. So there was Dakota Thorman with the miss. Bombers get their own rebound, though. Thorman's going to drive, give it to Platt. Platt has it knocked away. Now it goes to Hare, to Danner, back to Hare. McClure with it left elbow. She's going to put up the shot, lefty. Thorman's going to save it in to Platt. Ella Hare now goes down to McClure. And she's going to be fouled by Sierra Shannon, I do believe. Nope, it's going to be on Justice Kleindens. It'll be her fourth. First team foul of the quarter. Free throws coming for Madeline McClure. Her team leads 44-5. A couple free throws here for McClure. First one's off, no good.
Number 40 for Macomb, Aubrey Holthaus checking
Aubrey Holthaus checking in for the Bombers. Ella Hare. Kendall Danner leaves. I think Ella Hare was going to leave. Kendall Danner comes out. Second one is good for McClure. She's got all three of the Bombers' points here in the fourth quarter. Justice Kleindens. Presley Brandt with the dribble. I thought it got tipped. It was just in between Jersey Jones and Justice Kleindens. Neither one of them went after it. 3:30 remaining in the basketball game. Yeah, they are somewhat similar, Dante. You are correct. There's a baseline jumper for Dakota Thorman.
Dakota Thorman for 2.
She gets her first two. This is legitimately one of the best gyms in Illinois, especially when you're talking small school sports. You're not going to find many gyms in small schools that are a whole lot better than this one. It's a great place to watch a basketball game and play a basketball game. I may be a little biased, went to school here, but it is a great gym. Jersey Jones for 2. Tipped around. Finally picked up by Ella Hare with 2:45 remaining. Aubrey Holthaus goes back the other way. Down low, McClure. She traveled with it, and they're finally going to call the travel. But yeah, it's a great gym, Dante. There's no doubt about that. A lot of sectionals and regionals have been hosted at this gym, and 1A basketball for both girls and boys throughout the years. For many years, they had a sectional every year, whether it be girls or boys. One of them was always here at BPC. And a foul is going to be called on Ella Hare. That'll be her first. Hasn't scored yet, but she gets herself in the scorebook by getting the foul. Under 2 minutes to go now. Krebs drops it off to Brandt. Tries to get it across to Justice Kleindens. Thorman fighting for it. Went off of McClure out of bounds. It's going to stay with BPC. Inbounded to Krebs. Goes to Justice Kleindens. Shot up and off, no good. Krebs with the rebound, and she's going to be fouled by Platt. Lucy Platt picks up her first, team second. A couple free throws coming from Jules Krebs now for BPC. It's the first free throw shot of the game for the Spartans. They have not scored yet in the fourth quarter. We're under a minute to go. This will eat up most of that clock. First free throw's off, no good. They scored 3 in the first, 0 in the second, 2 in the third. They scored 6 points on Saturday against Illini Central, they might be on that pace again, and they are as Krebs hits one of two.
Makes the second.
30 seconds remaining. Thorman down low to McClure, goes off of Justice Kleindentz out of bounds. It'll be possession to the Bombers with 20 seconds remaining, clock running. Holdhouse with it, drives baseline, gives it off to McClure. McClure leaves it short. Going to pick it up, give it back to Thorman. Thorman over to Danner. Danner, pull up jumper, off no good. Jump ball, end of game. That'll end it. 47-6 is the final. The Bombers get the win over BPC. The JV contest is yet to come, but we're going to have, I think Coach Schwartz will come up and talk to us for a couple minutes. Don't know if Coach Kane will make his way up here or not. We'll try to stay on for just a few minutes before we go to the JV contest in our next stream. We'll be back with some stats right after this.
After my appointment that day, I just made up my mind that I'm going to have my baby here in Macomb and this hospital, because irrespective of where you're from, who you are, it's just their line of duty to make sure they give care, make you comfortable.
I told about the staff of MDH. You know, they're all good. You get all the support you need. This is just the best place for you and your family.
At Western Illinois University, Leathernecks don't just blend in. Our purple stands out. Our students are innovative, creative, and resilient. At WIU, there is limitless potential, with campuses in Macomb, the Quad Cities, and online. Visit wiu.edu/potential to become a Leatherneck and get an education that stands out.
There's been a lot of rewarding parts working at McDonough District Hospital. I've had patients come to me that maybe have not had care in the community, care available. So with the addition of nurse practitioners lately, we've been able to add more care, and that's very rewarding to me. My hope is that when the patients leave at the end of an appointment, they leave and they definitely feel like they've been listened to, and they feel like their needs have been met, their cares have been met, and that they're going to get the proper treatment that they deserve from me as a provider.
Yep. Welcome back to Bushnell-Prairie City High School. Coach Schwartz is on with us now. Coach, you're playing varsity first because you don't have a whole lot of upperclassmen, especially right now with some kids that aren't able to play, on top of the fact that you don't have very many to begin with. But
that's right, yeah. So out of our 14, we've got 10 that are freshmen, 7 being of which that have never played basketball before. So, it's a bit of a rebuild year. We've got 3 juniors, that are trying to step up to the plate and lead the team. It's not necessarily the job that they might have wanted, but that's the job that they're given. Given things that are considered. But yeah, we've got Madison McGrew, that's a senior coming off an ACL tear. She should be good to go in a couple days here. But, we're a young team this year, so they're just going to have to roll with the punches.
Yeah, there's a couple ways to look at that. West Prairie's kind of in the same boat with their boys program. Well, and their girls for that matter, I guess. But
yeah,
the boys are taking some lumps at the varsity level, but the idea is that'll make them better as you go along, right?
That's right. We've got some good freshmen here that are playing varsity, and I just keep telling them, it's going to be tough mentally and physically, and they're just going to have to stick with it, because by the time they're juniors and seniors, this game it's going to be that much easier for them, and they're going to they're getting opportunities that most freshmen don't get. So.
Yeah, they play well. They played well Saturday at the JV level. It's just too bad they're so worn out before they get to JV, right?
Right. So, they've got dead legs. They're tired, because even in the varsity game, I've only got really 6 that can go. So, those 3 freshmen are pretty much playing, 90% of the game. So it's a lot to ask out of them, but they're doing it. So.
Well, Coach, I won't keep you very long. You guys haven't even started the clock yet. I guess you're going to take a 10-minute break in between. But
you know how Wrench is.
Well, Macomb's got to change some jersey numbers, I think.
Oh, yeah.
So you got to give them a few minutes to change some jerseys.
For sure.
And stuff like that. But
yep.
Well, I know I know you're pushing hard, so hopefully things will get better, and those girls will become sophomores in their freshman year, and maybe even juniors. It's just, I mean,
that's right.
The amount of playing time they're going to get. There's a lot of juniors that won't have had that much varsity playing time.
Exactly. You know, and that's what I tell them every game. You know, I just want to see you do something better than you did the last game. You know, just work on little by little and just get better each game and each week. And, you know, they're doing that, and, you know, we're focusing on individual things that they can get better on, and, you know, that'll just translate to game time. So.
All right, Coach. Well, thank you very much. I appreciate you stopping by.
Yeah, I appreciate it, Dwayne.
We'll talk to you. I don't even know when your next game is. I got so many games I can't keep track of which one you.
We'll figure it out. It's Thursday. I think it's Thursday, but I can't remember who we got. I know we got Orion.
Is it here?
I believe so, and then I think we've got Orion Saturday at A-Town, so we've got the A-Town shootout.
Yeah,
so
that's cool. They're putting that deal together this year.
Yeah. So it'll be fun.
We'll see you there for sure.
That sounds good.
Okay. Thanks,
you.
Coach. Coach Swartz talking to us for a few minutes. We'll look at leading scorers here. The Bombers led by a game-high 16 from Kate Stortzum, 3 of 4 from the free throw line. She had a sports corner 3 and was 16 points. 13 for Kylie Robinson. She had the only other sports corner 3 for the Bombers. 6 points for Aaliyah Abernathy. 3 points for Kennedy Allensworth, and Madeline McClure. 2 points for Dakota Thorman. 2 points for Haley Emmerich and 2 points for Jordan Hines. BPC was led by Presley Brandt, who hit the first shot of their first shot of the game with a 3, sports corner 3, and that's her 3 points. 2 points for Justice Kleindens, who scored relatively early in the third quarter, and then 1 point by Jules Krebs, who scored late, under 1 minute to go in the fourth quarter, to round out the scoring for BPC. So we'll take a break. We'll come back with the JV contest for 5-minute quarters in just a few minutes. You've been watching Devin Raleigh Shelter Insurance coverage of Spartan sports and Arnold Brothers Heating and Cooling coverage of Bomber sports on TSSR Game Time Live, presented by MDH.